afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures, and it's your daily midday market minute. We have some high heat coming tomorrow with CPI, but before I get to it, if you're watching this on YouTube, please click the link below and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And if you're watching from a website, there's also a link below to direct you to YouTube, and you can subscribe that way. We'd love you to follow us. We'd love you to help us build our following. Yes, tomorrow is CPI. I would say the day that everybody's been waiting for, but we got Fed meeting on Wednesday. Tomorrow's number will likely set a tone, and expectations are for about 5.3% core CPI, rising 0.4 month over month, so 5.3% year over year. And then on the headline number, 4.1% year over year, almost breaking that four handle, only rising 1 to 0.2 month over month. So this number, if it comes in hot, it might pave the way for the Fed to be hiking rates on Wednesday. It's certainly going to suck some of that risk premium out of the market right now. And speaking of that risk premium, we do have the equity markets setting new cycle highs. You got the S&P moving out above our level, 43.27. This is the breakout on the June contract. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about September futures on the Morning Express, so check it out. But for now, we're using that June number, and we got the June contract out above that 43.27 high. This is a breakout here. So if we still got about 30, 45 minutes left in the session. We just got into this final hour. So we got to close up here and secure it, and we could see a little bit of a melt higher in the CPI. We've seen that a few times over the past year. The NASDAQ out above 14,700. Our next level of 14,755. It, too, is making new cycle highs. You have some big movers on the session. Some of the semiconductor space, like Broadcom and AMD and Marvell, are all moving higher. You have other stocks like a Shopify up 6%. There's a reach here, and these stocks are just melting higher. This is good to see. I think there is legs, but we really have to get through this week, though. There's a lot of questions to be answered. Again, with tomorrow's CPI number, not only the headline numbers themselves from the headline and the core, but the components. What are we seeing? Is services sticky? Is housing sticky? Because you have that core number right now. It's expected rise 0.4. That's telling you that something outside of food and energy is much stickier than, and that's where we'll get some answers tomorrow. And then that's going to lead into the Fed. Right now, I mean, you're still roughly around a 30% chance that they hike rates, 25 basis points. But again, if it's hot, it's going to flip those odds over. So stay nimble as we move into tomorrow. Crude oil, heck, if you're playing that market, you must be nimble today. Setting new lows here into the close, below $67. It's basically Goldman Sachs sort of pulled the rug out there. They lowered their target on Brent as of December, $95 for Brent in December to $86, so about a 10% drop. And that really got things set off. Now, this didn't really start. It's like a basketball game, speaking of the NBA championship tonight, and your team loses by a point, and you say, oh, they could have got this foul at the end or hit this shot at the end or done this at the end. It really wasn't the end. It was something that happened all game. And this really wasn't today for crude oil. What happened was we failed on that spike when OPEC Plus made that announcement coming into last week, and the market just sort of trickled lower since then. And from that, we've seen just one or two gasps for air, and then we're below $70 here today. And OPEC Plus is really throwing the kitchen sink, trying to jawbone this market higher. We do remain very upbeat on the potential here in the second half of the year when Saudi Arabia pulls another 1 million barrels per day out of the market in July. The SPR is likely going to have to get refilled. There's some contract talk there. So there is some definitely tailwinds coming down the pipeline. But for now, there's definitely a buyer strike, so to speak, right here. But I think there could be some good value as we see some further weakness given today's close. And then moving in to the metals here, not a great day. I mean, you had the metals try and jump a little bit higher early in the session. They fell out as the U.S. dollar strengthened. Somewhat of a quiet day in the rate space. But obviously, you're seeing commodities follow copper. Platinum is below 1,000. Silver is now close to $24. Did trade below 24. It's trading a little bit higher here at the end of the day. Gold right around 1970, and copper just kind of dwindling lower from what was a decent start. It was a good session on Friday, trading above 380. Now back down to about 375. Tough day for copper as it's following crude oil. Now we also looks like we have new loans data coming out of China tonight. The USD CNH, which is a tradable futures contract, is making new highs. The dollar is strengthening to new cycle highs against the yuan. That's going to hurt commodities as well. It's obviously going to weigh on crude oil. It's obviously going to weigh on copper. But we got new loans data, tentative. It looks like it's being released, and it's tough. Sometimes it's tough with this data coming out of China. Should be released at 4 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 a.m. Central Time. If not, tomorrow morning, likely Wednesday morning. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to move the commodity markets, and our team is always here to help. So don't hesitate to contact us, 312-278-0500. Remember, futures trading involves substantial risk of loss. It is not suitable for all investors.